What's up? We are back for another Smash remix on the Smashville. What can I say? It's just a great map. Peaches versus Bowser. Thinking about using Giga Bowser versus Supersonic, but Giga Bowser owns Supersonic almost 100% at a time, so we won't do that. And also Supersonic is not gonna, most likely not, we know he's just too strong. He beat up Crash way too hard last part, and that's not good. But here we are, guys. We're here to talk about the One Piece live action season 2. I just finished watching it not long. Let me read. Let's break it down. Well, the good and the bad of Season 2 of One Piece. Season 2 covers arcs like Lockdown, Reverse Mountain, Whiskey Peak, Little Garden, and Drum Island. As the crew enters the Grand Line. The good. Better crew chemistry. The Straw Hats feel more like the real crew this season. The actors from Monkey D. Luffy, Ruiner Zero, Nami, Usopp, and Sanji direct more naturally. World building. Entering the Grand Line makes the world feel bigger, weird islands, dinosaurs, and strange characters finally appear. Yeah, guys, I agree. When you saw these worlds, these islands, these islands, they really look great. Chopper introduction. Tony Chopper is a highlight, emotional, true island story still. It's art. I heard many of y'all complain about CGI Chopper doesn't look good. It can maybe look worse. But that's not the worst criticism, Anyways, more villains. Characters like Smoker, Princess, Vivi, and Baroque. Works member expand this story. Yeah, the thing with no villains is like a weak pro for like points. To call this like good, maybe it's a good thing, but it's very minor. It is really worth mentioning. Is this all you guys care? More villains. More villains! The next season of One Piece, season 2. There's gonna be more villains. That's why, the future of this live action could really be ruined because of this. If the more villains, you really care so much about these villains. Social media is full of people. What is more villains? More villains and more villains and more villains. They just watch the animes and live action shows for villains. New villain every time, a new villain. Listen, you don't always have to introduce villains. I get it, like in Dragon Ball, if you take Dragon Ball, it's always Frieza. It's always the same villain. That's annoying, But come on, One Piece has way too many villains, Anyways. Peaches went right. We're going here next. They say, according to ChatGPT, is still one of the best anime live action adaptations. It's true, I agree, But now we'll talk about the bad. I heard like a lot of common complaints that it's too short. Only 8 episodes, which is not much for several arcs. Some storylines feel rushed. yeah, I find it interesting how you guys compressed everything so much into the first episode. Alright, you guys really did this, you know. I don't know if this is really bad. Maybe it is good, you know, because else we'll be stuck too much in the beginning. I know many of y'all, you know, you don't care. I would want to watch like a live action that actually ends. No, actually gets like more in depth. Then it's most of the time it's not possible. It's, like, stuff, but don't get me wrong. They show a lot of stuff in the season 2. The season 2 of One Piece live action. They show a lot of stuff though. You know. Yeah. Luffy barely fights this. Compared to the anime manga, Monkey D. Luffy has fewer big fights. The focus is sometimes more on travel and setup. Not enough Sanji moments. You know? But how did Luffy barely had no fights? I know it's not about really fighting and stuff, but you know, Luffy has a lot of fights in anime. Or do you want to tell me that the others get all the fighting but Luffy don't? That's for me. That's, you know, isn't he not supposed to be the king of the pirate? And he, you know, whatever. So all we get to see is like a Luffy get like saved, right? Ah man, yeah. And Sanji gets less spotlight compared to season 1. You know, you still get to see him. The other crew members, but it just looks like you want to make Luffy important. Kind of forget about the others. Some side characters feel shallow. Critics noted that certain side characters are a bit one note. You know, but they're side characters. You know, but still, that just shows how lazy they are. You know, it's really all about like hardcore one, or I don't know, a whole bunch of chaos. Visual effects still uneven. You know, sometimes it looks great, sometimes it looks weird. You know, it's just how it is. It's how it is. Overall, season 2 is generally considered good, slightly better than season 1, but it still has the same problem. Too much story for too few episodes. The beginning works well because it brings back the core energy of One Piece. The crew dynamics between Luffy, Zoro, Nami, and Usopp and Sanji feels natural again. The introduction to the Grand Line builds excitement. The tone is adventurous and funny like the original story. That's why the first few episodes feel the most One Piece. Yeah, you still could have showed more Sanji moments, Luffy moments, more Usopp. You guys didn't show a lot of Usopp. You know, how you guys think I'm supposed to feel about this? Kirby. Yeah. Can we talk about why do you guys did my man Usopp like that? You did him dirty, give him almost no screen time. Why all you guys do is just Usopp, you give him one little screen time and then you pretty much ignore him for the rest. You know, and then my question, when is Usopp gonna get the screen time he deserves? Season 7? Bro. You guys care showing too much the overhyped characters. And then you fail characters like Luffy. Anyways. The Mr. 3 Island. Right. When they reach the island with Mr. 3, the pacing becomes a bit weird. Yeah, there was kinda the softened 2 episodes, but that's better than 2 episodes, great. Common fan complaints, the art feels rushed. So you guys rather want like 5 episodes the entire season? The stakes aren't as intense as in the manga anime. Some fights are shortened, so it ends up feeling more like a quick stop instead of a big adventure. Right. Let's talk about characters that stood out though. Roronoa Zoro. Still one of the coolest characters, his serious personality balanced Luffy's chaos. Yeah, Zoro had a lot of great moments in the season 2. He had fight and stuff. That was great. And then Vivi, her introduction expands the world with the Baroque works plot. She adds emotional stakes to the story. Yeah, I really like the Vivi. Actually, I wasn't also not so sure about her, but actually it's acceptable. I can live with that, And when she was riding on a dinosaur, sitting behind Luffy, grabbing onto Luffy's cock, I wish she would have done this to me, Damn, man, Vivi literally like holding on Luffy's dick, cock. So almost grabbing Luffy's cock, dick grabbing on Luffy's cock and dick, And then last but not least, sexy Robin in her sexy leather suit outfit. Alright. She looks so sexy. One look at her like, causes everyone to drool out of their mouths. There's just how hotness Pico Robin, she doesn't get a lot of screen time, but for her it's fitting, they're gonna, she's probably gonna join in season 3. Her introduction is mysterious. Even with limited screen time, she feels important. Robin especially works because she adds mystery to the story. So the One Piece live action season 2 had a strong start. It had middle arcs, feel rushed, and some characters deserve more focus. All in all, guys, it was awful. The One Piece live action was awful. It's awful. It's awful. It's not good. It's not good. I can't watch this. I can watch this. How do you guys ruin one of the best-selling mangas? How do you guys do this? Are you guys feel the other movie companies? Do you guys feel threatened that if they drop season 3, then the One Piece live action season 3 is gonna be a lot better. You guys feel threatened that you're gonna lose a lot of fans and they're all gonna, you know, win over One Piece, because One Piece didn't want new fans with this season, but season 3 sure will get a lot of casuals into One Piece, and you guys feel threatened, and that's why this season was awful. I didn't like it, underwhelming, and don't think because you guys showed Sabo and Bartolomeo very early and we get to see them, don't think that this makes it any better. And you are bitter, I know that. Yeah, enough Kirby. Get out of here. Don't think because you guys showed us Sabo is making up for everything. Don't think because you showed us Soy Crocodile in the end of season 2 that this makes up. No, you could have showed them, you know, already started with the Alabasta season, you know. You coming with me, PJs? You coming with me? You coming with me, PJ? You coming with me? Alright guys, this is awful. It's just awful. You know, what are we supposed to watch? You know, no, I know that there's Mario movie coming up, but it's not out yet, guys. There's just nothing there. I cannot even watch this One Piece because I'm not gonna watch it a second time. I'm done. There's not even gonna be an episode anymore. I'm not gonna watch the last episode. I didn't like the last episode. You know. Yeah, which is awful. Alright guys, so let's have another battle. You guys can no longer defend the One Piece anime. Alright, they showed us in the live action, you know, how anything is possible. How they can show us characters like Bartolomeo at the beginning of the anime. Which also means, wait, I need to pick a map. Which also means that Bartolomeo could have also been in the anime earlier. That's what it means. We're going back here. Which also means that the One Piece and Luffy's crew could have been different. Could have had other crew members, but we live in a society where a lot of styles or some dress, personalities are not accepted, and that's why these guys, you know, been introduced in the anime later, and in the live action they do it like this. Alright, so the anime, One Piece anime, is a missed opportunity. because they had to do stuff like this. You know, just makes everybody just overhype the anime and just overhype the Straw Hats and just ignore all the others. But One Piece has other great characters that are not part of the Straw Hats. And the live action is just awful, you know, but yeah, it's still better than season 1. I'm not gonna watch it again. If you guys like One Piece live action, that's good, you know, but that's for me, no, I gladly pass. Alright guys, so yeah, I'll let you guys enjoy the rest of the fight. Alright, later.
This is